Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the right line. Not much going on this weekend, but I went and got my hair cut today, so did my son, and it's been kind of a nice slow weekend. Joseph and I had a Father-Son Day at the movie theater today. Went and saw Endgame. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Endgame yet. For one, I was really disappointed. Well, no, I wouldn't say super disappointed, but disappointed enough that Hulk didn't get to Hulk out. I mean, Professor Hulk was okay and all, but I wanted to see a rematch with Hulk and Thanos. I was disappointed for the two deaths in the movie. That was kind of a bummer, too. If you haven't seen it yet and I spoiled anything for you, super sorry. I wanted to show you what I stumbled across today. A friend of mine gave me a call, said he had some Jeep stuff he wanted me to take a look at. I ended up with this roll bar mount and a fire extinguisher and some stuff inside this Jeep bag. I wanted to show you what I found. Of course I'm not going to be able to get that one-handed. Anyways, the Jeep bag is super cool. I really like the Jeep bag. This friend of mine's not into Jeeping anymore. Doesn't really have a use for this stuff, so he got rid of it. Had a little fix-it-all kit with some WD-40 and duct tape. That could come in useful. Some worn gloves. I mean, I love the gloves. Always have a pair of gloves. But, actually, you're going to get a chuckle at this. Gloves. Anyways, if you've been around me and you know me, there's one thing that I do not like about these gloves, and that is this Velcro strap. In fact, the first thing I do when I get a pair of gloves like this is I cut this Velcro off. And the reason being, and I'm really surprised to see Velcro on a worn glove. You'd think worn recovery gear would be important, but let's just say, for example, you're working around a winch and your hands are down inside that and your glove gets caught in the winch line and it pulls your hand in. If you've got this Velcroed closed, guess what? Your hand's going in with it. Let's see, what else did I get here? Got this huge recovery strap. I'm not exactly sure the length of this yet. I did not actually pull it out to look at it. But I was super excited too to see that the tag was still on it with all the ratings and such. What I think is interesting is you see the rating for the bridle and the cradle there for different kinds of uses. That's what I would expect anyway. Not a bad strap. I definitely find some use for it. That was just really cool. Thought it was really cool to have another one. Recovery straps like that are nice. Now, there also is a difference between a dynamic strap and a static strap. This is a static strap, not a dynamic strap. So this is not meant to take any kinetic energy from a pull. This is supposed to be meant for a static pull, not a dynamic pull. Now, I can ask 50 people what this is, and they're all going to say it's a snatch block. I like that it's got the capacities on it. Now, here's the thing about this. This is not a snatch block. This is what's called a pulley block. Pulley block. Just wanting to use the correct terminology. Have been getting progressively closer and closer to doing is getting a lift for Chewy. And I found some considerations for lift kits that I thought I would share with you. Number one, for the Jeep JK platform, in order to fit a 35-inch tire, you really don't need anything more than a 2.5-inch lift. But there are very few of them that actually yield the advertised lift. For example, some of the manufacturers I've been finding is that their springs are actually a little tall. So for some people who've been buying 2.5-inch lift kits, they've been getting more like 2 3/4, even 3 inches of lift. Likewise, some of the ones that are 3.5 inches are potentially taller. They're getting closer to 4 and 4.25 inches of lift. What I'm looking for is 3 inches, and from what I've found so far, there's only one manufacturer that actually has a 3-inch advertised lift, and that's Teraflex. Teraflex and Rockcrawler are the two lift manufacturers that I've been looking at. Teraflex has a 3-inch lift, Rockcrawler has a 3.5-inch lift. Now, the difference, obviously more than just a half an inch of lift, is that with a 3.5-inch lift, or anything above 3 inches, you have to have either an exhaust modification for the JK or
a front driveline replacement or modification, because at full droop on the driver's side, the front drive shaft is going to make contact with the exhaust pipe. Lift kits will either tell you that you need to buy an exhaust spacer kit, or they have it already included in the kit. The other thing is if you go any higher than 3 inches, then you're going to start affecting your bump steer. And that's where you need to make sure that you consider a drag link flip kit, which takes a drag link from below the knuckle and flips it up on top of the knuckle. The drag link and track bar, you want those more or less to be as close to parallel as you can get, but you also want both of those to be as parallel to the ground as you can, so that'll help eliminate bump steer. Especially with the example of an older TJ, when they had short arm lift kits on the TJ, I can't tell you how many people told me they wish they'd gone long arm because they were very dissatisfied with how their Jeep handled the short arm lift kit. The other thing is cost. You can go with a very minimal kit and spend $700 to $800 on nothing more than shocks and coil springs. Even at 2.5 inches of lift, you really don't even need an adjustable front track bar. But the higher you go, the more components you add to the kit, and the more expensive the kits get. I'm floored to actually see some lift kits in excess of $4,000 for a lift kit. If you were to buy a set of adjustable control arms, all 8 of them, you could expect to spend $1,200. So considering the costs of a lot of these lift kits, there's a couple questions that should really pop into your head. Number one, what are you going to do with your Jeep? Are you going to do a lot of hardcore rock crawling? Are you going to do more moderate trails? Are you going to just take it out and do some overlanding where you really don't care about articulation so much as you want load carrying capacity in your coil springs? Because those are considerations that you should be thinking about. Number two, another consideration would be, what size tire do you want to run? You really don't have to go much lift to run a decent sized tire. A 35-inch tire really only requires 2.5 inches of lift on the JK platform. So, things to consider. Really, what I need is a suspension kit that's going to be able to support the vehicle and the rooftop tent and all the other gear that I take with me. Because, again, I want to do some rock crawling, but then I also want to do some overlanding. So I need an overall kit. The 2 kits that I'm considering for Chewy are the Teraflex 3-inch lift kit and the Rock Crawler 3.5-inch lift kit. Between the 2 kits, those are the 2 that really have all the components that I'm looking for in a lift kit and that are within a price that are reasonable to me. For example, you might remember the video that I made of that Alpine CTS 3-inch lift kit that we installed in Mike's Jeep that had the Falcon 3.3s. I can get that lift kit with no shocks for $2,500, $2,400. But you got to consider $300 to $400 in shocks as well. So right there, you're up to $3,000. The Rock Crawler Adventure Series 3 kit, for example, is a 3.5-inch lift kit, and it includes fixed lower arms in front and rear and adjustable front arms front and rear, plus everything else, the coils and shocks and springs and everything, for $2,400. The suspension system is just the start as well. Think about having to adjust for your speedometer. So you're going to need a calibrator like we did with Mike's Jeep. You're going to need those exhaust spacers that we talked about before, and any other incidentals that you may not have considered. What about your steering if you want to do the drag link flip kit? So regardless, I'm awfully close to having the money together for a lift kit, and it's either going to be the 3-inch Teraflex lift kit or it's going to be the Rock Crawler 3.5-inch lift. Regardless of which one, you can bet there will be some content on the channel here. I'm really glad that you found my channel. If you've been to the right line before, then welcome back. But if you find me for the first time, please consider a like, comment, or a share. Those really help me out, and I really do like reading all of your comments. So if you have a comment, put it down below. I'll get to it as soon as I can. Coming up soon, my son and I are going to the Overland Expo in Flagstaff. I mentioned that before. It's going to be on Saturday the 18th. We're going to be up there. I'll be taking my cameras and doing some content up there as well. If you've never been to the Overland Expo, you should consider going because it is a blast. If what you saw in this video or any other of the content you've seen in my channel is important enough to you for a subscription, then thank you very much, and I very much appreciate your subscription. Right now, the right line is at 612 subscribers and over 134,000 views. The goal for 2019 is 1,000 subscribers. So my goal is to put forth some great content for you. I really need to get out onto the trail and make some more videos, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for here as Chewy gets built a little bit further and further. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. Stick around. There's exciting stuff to come.